How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 62 of the HooperCast. I'm putting this episode out on December 19th, 2014, and it's roughly 5 months. Sorry about that, that's bad radio, but I'm not going to edit it out because I don't give a damn. It's bad radio, but it's been about 5 months since our last episode. I've been crazy busy since mid-June. And so has Dustin. Dustin's been busy launching his own YouTube channel. I got a new job, and then my computer broke. So for the past 5 months, we've just kind of been doing what we had to do. And I finally got my computer fixed yesterday. So we're going to try and bring the podcast back to your ears. So I'm sorry if you feel abandoned or lost or confused. All I can tell you is that I'm here now, and I'm here for you, man. And I love you, and I wish you were here, but now I'm here, and that's the best we can do. This episode is a pre-recorded review, and I don't know what I'm going to call these. I thought about it in the shower today. I was like, I could call them like the triple R's, like the recent rental review, anything that's released in the past couple of years that we redboxed. Although if you call it a triple R review, it's really a double R review. So you just call it a triple R. But then it just sounds like it sounds like a drink. Like, give me a triple R. On the rocks. But, me and Sam rented 22 Jump Street, and we had a little review for it that we did on my phone real quick, while the podcasting equipment was down. So, here is our little just kind of review of this rental. Obviously, most of you have probably seen it by now, but I just putting out an episode, and this is it for now. So, anyway, if you want to know what we think about the movie, keep listening, and look forward to more episodes in the future. We have got a top 10 or a top 5 list coming up towards the end of the year, toward the very end of the year. Possibly the beginning of 2015 for you all, and a most anticipated of 2015 like we do every year. So look forward to that. Look forward to shorter episodes in the future, and a more consistent format, and just a little bit more content, I guess, but in smaller bursts. So that's better for us, it's better for you, it's better for everybody, right? Right? You know what I mean, buddy? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Alright, anyway. Enjoy the episode. Thanks for listening. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay, Sam, so we just saw 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. What did you think of this movie? I'm going to go and say compared to the first one because that's kind of the marker we're going to have to judge it by. Whereas with the first one, it was there was no expectations. It was a reboot.
Right.
It was not expected to be really that good at all, and it turned out to be very good. So how did you... I don't feel like it's unfair to judge a sequel by its predecessor, so what do you think?
Well, like you said, I came into the first one really with not very high expectations. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, I just didn't. And it blew those expectations out of the water. It was pretty funny. This was also very funny. But I do have to say, towards the end, it started to lose me. But
yeah,
throughout the movie, like when they were doing the whole college thing, and like, oh, we're like
that was all
poking fun at themselves, like obviously, with the reboot and all this other stuff.
Yes,
that was funny, but I guess it got to the point where it felt like they were dragging it out there at the end.
Well, I think what happened at the end was there was a loss of stakes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so and since it's a comedy, like, there's always this crazy balancing act you have to do if you want to make an actual good movie that has a core to it. Like, you do have to have a core structure and a core relationship on top of it being, or at the center of it being funny. And I don't think they lost that, but I think since their relationship is important, but it's really played for laughs mostly, when you make the end of the second act mostly about their relationship with each other rather than the potential failure of a case, because we're all watching, we don't really care about their relationship with each other. We want to see some funny stuff. We want to see them do cop stuff. So when the main thing that's going wrong at the end of the second act is, because the second act is supposed to be the lowest point. So when the main thing going wrong at the end of the second act is their relationship to each other, which I didn't place a high value on anyway. Maybe that's just me. It's almost like, okay, well, that's cool.
I mean, it made for some good laughs when they did like the whole "do you want to take a break" sort of thing, like that. I mean, I understand like how, like, yeah, I like the play back and forth that they do about the relationship.
Yeah.
But then they made it totally about it. And the thing is too, with the first one, everything was leading towards prom the entire time.
Yeah.
This one, I never realized everything was leading towards spring break.
Right.
And I think that's also part of the. It's not that I wasn't. It's just it was unexpected, but not like in a such a surprise. It was like, oh, they're doing this now.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm fine with them doing the whole do the same thing as last time, because oddly that's a better approach than trying to do something wildly different and losing everybody.
Agreed.
So I feel like if they do a 23 Jump Street, then they need to do something different.
Yeah.
Like, the joke's not going to be funny a second time
it's
through.
exactly
The replay joke. So you have to actually have them doing something other than finding drug dealers. You do need to have them, like, you know. So I did think the montage at the end was funny with all the sequel ideas.
Yes.
I'm sure. I guarantee you that was all the writers going, all right, every single idea you have right now,
just get it out.
Yeah.
Because if we do it again, we can't do
any of these. So get them out of your system.
Although
now.
I would like to see Culinary School.
I would with Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Like, I wonder, like, because they say in writing, like, it's good to get all your bad ideas out. You know, and so I'm wondering if that was them going, I have to get these out of my head or they're never going to go away. So everyone, okay, Russia, okay, good, next. They're ninjas, okay, good.
Beauty
next.
School.
What if Seth Rogen's in one of them?
that was good. But, you know, one of those non-essential jokes that they just throw in there, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. I liked it. It was good. I mean, I think I liked the first one better.
I would agree with that, yeah.
I had heard that this one was about on par by trusted opinions, and I think it's not bad. It's just not. I don't think it's as good. Maybe just because, and I don't know why. I don't know if it is. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is about it. It's just it wasn't quite as good. I'm not sure why.
I think. I don't know. I think part of that really is just because I didn't have expectations for this first one.
Yeah,
and so
it snuck up on me.
Yeah, and so after seeing the first one and hearing, oh well, this one's pretty good too. I won't say it's a disappointment by any stretch of the imagination. It was good. It was entertaining, but
oh, the jokes were all funny.
Yeah,
you know.
and I mean, I think I don't know. The goalpost thing was funny. I like that they finally brought that in. I kind of figured that was happening. But that's the fun of some of those jokes is that you can see them coming.
I think, here's something I thought of just now. I saw growth from between movies from Channing Tatum's character, from Jenko. Like, I saw him being a better cop. Because remember, in the first movie, he was about to not pass the police academy because he was too stupid. I saw him being the better cop in this movie than Jonah Hill, who was the better cop in the last movie. Because the whole thing in the first movie was like they're wildly different. Jonah Hill's not athletic, but he's smart. And his smarts, he actually gets the leads. Like, he actually kind of leads the way in the first movie. And in this one, Jenko leads the way. He's in contact with he's in closer contact with the dealers, whereas Jonah Hill makes almost no contact with anyone important to the case in this film.
Yeah.
And is man, he's a whiny bitch through most of this
Really,
film. Really clingy in a way that was just like, this isn't serving the story. It's making him less credible.
They went too far away from. They started focusing too much on that relationship and trying to make it completely, just flip the script from last time. Like, oh, now the jock is the popular one and not the smart nerdy one. And I get what they were trying to do there,
which is kind of weird.
But I feel like they just made because Channing Tatum was upset in the first one when he wasn't the popular cool one anymore. But I feel like Jonah Hill's character just went way further with that this time. It was like way more emotional and upset about it and all this other stuff.
I feel like the football team stuff should have been in the high school movie, because if you're going to follow the stereotypes of high school and college, it's like Channing Tatum should have been the more comfortable one in the last movie, and Jonah Hill, the intellectual, sensitive guy, would have been more comfortable. And they only had the one scene with them all drinking the boxed wine, which wasn't even really a scene. It was a part of a montage, kind of.
Yeah.
And I sort of thought they'd explore that a little more, but I guess what I'm saying is it was kind of weird to see not only a lack of growth for Schmidt, like as a cop and as like a confident person. You want to see him kind of be more sure of himself, since we're doing buddy cop movies, Lethal Weapon, throughout all those movies, they're still the same guys. Martin Riggs is a loose fucking cannon. He's suicidal. He is dangerous. He's a cop on the edge.
Yeah.
But he's a good cop, and Murtaugh's this kind of regimented, straight-laced guy, who's too old for this shit.
Yeah.
But throughout the movies, you see them becoming a little more alike. Not so much that it's like they're not themselves anymore, but Riggs, begins to sort of find more and more things to live for, and he's still a badass and everything. And Murtaugh, he doesn't break the rules or blur the lines at all, but he becomes he becomes a little bit more like Riggs. So I expected to see a little bit of that at least. Like I saw Janko getting smarter. I did not see Schmidt getting more assertive or confident at all. I saw him becoming more into a shell, and I thought that was odd. Yeah. I wanted growth. Growth is fun to watch. Everyone likes to watch growth. Those are the same sentence backwards. But what I'm saying is, it's fun to see character. It's any growth. When you see someone, I've been sober 5 years. Good for you, man. That's great. Your life is clearly better. When you see the before and after, when you see The Biggest Loser, I want to see that guy lose weight.
Right.
So you want to see characters grow and overcome their little problems, and he just accumulated little problems. And that was a little frustrating to see, in a comedy especially.
Right.
This isn't a depressing movie about the downward spiral of a heroin addict,
And I get that it's a play on buddy cop movies too, but you'd still like them to implement some of those things from the traditional buddy cop movies and not make it all a joke about them,
I just don't like seeing...
I don't know if they were trying to do... Maybe they were trying to do that and it just came off weird because it was too serious for what they did last time.
Yeah.
But it didn't come off as serious. It came off as, sad, awkward. It came off as awkward.
The biggest thing to me, I don't like in screenwriting, I don't like seeing characters who suddenly have a problem. Who suddenly have a problem they didn't have. I had half of that problem in Iron Man 3. I had a problem with Tony Stark suddenly having post-traumatic stress disorder. However, there's a good reason, he almost died in the Avengers, so it still felt like it should be a problem, but it logically wasn't really. Even though a guy who's that confident having PTSD is a little weird, but I let it go because an event preceded it. So why all of a sudden is Jonah Hill so clingy and ineffective, and he has this incredible fear of separation when he's an only child, by the way?
Yeah, very true.
He's not like a family of 9. He's an only child.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, so I don't like his arc being... I don't like you starting them from less than they had in the last movie.
Because I don't feel like...
reason.
I guess I'd have to go back and watch it, but I don't feel like Channing Tatum's character did that in the last one. He wasn't so clingy. He was upset about it, and, he got in with the...
He realized that he needed Schmidt more than he thought he did because they were a team, and their teamwork got them through the academy.
Right, but he wasn't clingy.
No.
He wasn't,
Dependent,
exactly.
Yeah.
whereas Schmidt was dependent pretty completely.
He's codependent. I mean it was good. I'm kind of glad we rented it. I bought the last one I think without even seeing it. And I was, it's a good movie, but this one's all right.
Yeah.
I give it an all right. I wasn't expecting more. I don't feel disappointed. I'm just like, I see problems in this one, whereas the first one was, knocked out of the park.
Agreed.
But it's still not a bad entry into Phil Lord and Chris Miller's repertoire. I mean, they've got the first one, they've got the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, they've got the Lego Movie. I mean, these guys do good work, and this is certainly not, a chink in their armor or anything. It's just watch it. You know,
it's a rent, not a buy.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think so. This is even an iTunes rent, I'd say. It's not just Redbox.
Okay.
It's an iTunes rent. However, if you want to save your money and get the exact same thing, just go to Redbox. I don't know why you go to iTunes. It's illogical for me to suggest one over the more expensive one when the other one's really easy.
Whichever one's more convenient for you. I
Yeah.
guess. But
do what we did. Go get a 6-pack and go rent the movie from a Redbox. And,
just enjoy. Be ready for a goofy, somewhat action movie. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the action, what was the best action in there that you think? Because I like the way they did. They're doing just like last time, and they did the drugs again, and I really liked the where they're tripping into two different worlds. That was funny, but it wasn't action. I guess the most action was like the chase through the college. Mm-hmm. Sort of when they snuck into the fraternity house.
None of them. Here's another mark. I feel like I'm shitting on the film.
Well,
I think none of them stuck out to me that much. I don't think I can't really remember them.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were funny during the time, but I can't think of anyone that was like, oh wow, that's
gonna stay with me. Yeah.
Whereas like the hotel shootouts in the first one, that was like that whole
was good.
Sequence was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they did anything. I guess the spring break stuff was supposed to be that way.
Yeah, but
and then
it wasn't.
Fight with Jonah Hill and Jillian from Workaholics was just awkward.
Yeah, she was funny though.
She's funny. I mean, I like work.
Whatever happened to her? She just got away. By the way.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
She lived to fight another day.
Oh well. I mean, they knocked her out, and then Schmidt and
that's right. That's right.
Went
they
after
caught her. They arrested her.
Yeah, but they never really resolved that. They were just. I guess they didn't really resolve anything aside from blowing up the helicopter.
No, not really. They killed Peter Stormare, but nothing else. Yeah, no.
I enjoyed the whole captain's daughter twist. That was really funny.
Yeah,
I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah.
Because I did not expect that. And Ice-T just destroying the buffet.
Cube is Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insulting.
I liked all the.
This office looks like an ice cube.
It looks like a giant cube of ice. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. I liked There's a lot of jokes in there, little jokes that were funny. So, I just think it needed more of a core. I think it needed more of a spine, that was a little more...
I mean, I appreciate and respect the let's do the same thing over again and let's make fun of doing the same thing over again. But I just think they lost that, like, halfway through the movie where they continued to do that, but lost the story along the way.
Yeah, I agree. They dipped into it a little too many times.
Yeah.
Other than that, enjoyable, entertaining. Just rent it.
Yeah.
I think that's our official consensus. All right.
All right.